Well, that's not the way you want to start it off, huh? But anyway, what's going on here? Let me tighten this up. Got to get tightened up, as they say. What's going on? Blurriness. Camera locked in. High-end show. All right. There we go. I think I can live with that. Anyway, good morning. Good Sunday morning. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to get running just a little behind this morning. I super overslept. I super overslept this morning. Yeah, and if anybody's stopped in already, if you could hit the like button, if you can hear and see me okay, I'd appreciate that. Lake Hickory guy, what's going on, buddy? Ronald Coward, how are you? Good to see you. Move this back. Rusty, what's going on, buddy? How are you? What are you out doing this morning? Anything horrible? So I get connected to the chat here. Rick, good morning. How are you? Yeah, good. I'm glad. Got a few people stopping in here this morning for some. I'm hoping that Val's Black Cats Rules is the one that shows is somebody that shows up this morning, because we are doing Val's ginger snap recipe is what we're going to be doing. So, and I'm hoping that if there's anything that I have questions about, that she can help me out with it. But yeah, and as we get ready, as I get logged into the chat, all my internet is running super slow this morning. For whatever reason. There we go. I need to get one of those cool intros where it kind of counts the clock down. Because even the Beagle, she was sleeping until just a minute ago. She's right there, sunning herself up. Getting, doing what she does. There's been kids in and out of the neighbors' houses, so she's been patrolling. And then she went and took a nap. Now she's taking a nap over here, getting some sun. It's kind of cool this morning. And we'll run over some of the stars of the show. I was going to break out one of the big round griddles this morning, and use the Lodge pizza pan. But there's one that's been sitting over there hiding in my collection for a while, and I'll jump over here and show you guys this one. I love this piece right here. We'll see if I can get that into the shot okay. Oh, let me turn my overhead light on. Like I said, I really overslept this morning. I slept till like almost 9:30 today. My alarm went off at 7:30, and I was like, we'll just stretch here, watch a little news, and all that. And next thing I knew, it was 9:30, almost 9:45. So anyway, what we're going to be playing with today is a Wapak number 8 griddle. Now, they made these from about 1903 to about 1910. And I don't know if we've used this one before. This is one I picked up from our friend Artie Bliss down in, I met up with him at the Cornbread Festival in 2022. And when I got this thing, it was rusty. It was rusty and cruddy, and this was one of my bigger projects that I've ever brought back. It came out really nice. It has some issues. I don't know if you guys can see that on the side, but I'm not sure what that was all about, if that was just actually a casting flaw or what was going on with that. That was really hard to work with when I was restoring it. And I don't know if you guys can see it in my amazing camera that I've got. I'm going to try and go back here a little ways, and I'll go back and forth so the sun and the light can hit it. But there's an eerie ghost mark right here. There's the E, the R, the I, and the other E. And it's one of it. I love ghost mark pieces. And that's one, when I first started collecting, I collected tons of ghost marks. But we'll be using that, and you can see even here, like on the handle up there, the casting. I mean, the casting is what it is. And this part, I actually dulled it down a little bit because that piece was like kind of like arrowhead sharp right there. but your fingers do fit through it. So I kind of dulled those down a little bit so they that wouldn't be so sharp, because that was super sharp. And then the other thing we'll be using today, I don't know if I'm actually going to get to use this, but it's the new Wagner ware, Sydney, the 1148 reissue. So we'll be, if I need this, this is going to be on deck. I really like this thing. I saw they had them on sale. I'm not sure if Wagner's put out anything else. I'm hoping that they do. I'm hoping that they do put out some different stuff. I'm really hoping that they put out like something cool, like the square chicken fryers, or you know, something along those lines. Something that you can't really find everywhere like you can find these. But I'm gonna pop these in. I'm gonna get these heated up, and we'll see if everybody's in here or not. If Val's in here yet, is what I'm trying to say. So let me reconnect to this chat, because you guys' chat is not showing up for me. Oh, there we go. Okay. Hello, read Psalms 1379, chapter 137, verse 9. Maybe I already have. I'm not going to read it out loud though, Arkle. But thank you so much for showing up. It's Sunday. Hope everybody's enjoying their Sunday. So I'm going to throw these into the oven and let these heat up. I'm going to put this at 350, so we don't warp the cast iron, especially this one. We're going to let these slowly get warmed up. And then we're going to start mixing our batter up for today. We're going to do ginger snaps. Val's Black Cat's Rules ginger snaps. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So get those going in. And then we'll move our stuff over to here. And hopefully I have most of it. There we go. Then we got this stuff. And we've got our flour. We got our flour back here. We don't need to overdo too much. Love me some ginger snaps. I have not had a ginger snaps, Ronald, in a long time. But I do like them. And I thought that was a great idea. And it's getting to be fall, man. It's time to start ginger snapping and doing some pumpkin pie stuff. Next weekend, if all goes well, and I think it will, I'm going to do a marathon show where we're going to do an all-day scratch pumpkin bread start to finish. And that will start very early in the morning. Probably too early for a lot of folks on the west side of the country and then the center part of this country, but pumpkin bread I'm going to go from pumpkin to bread in the same day. So we're going to see how that goes, but that should be next week's thing. Yeah. So hopefully some folks show up. I did not, like I said, I woke up so late. I did not do my usual post, which I don't know how many people look at the post anyway. It doesn't get that many likes unless I'm not going to do a show. Then it seems to get a lot of likes. I don't know why that is. And then I'll grab the recipe from over here and we'll snatch that up. And I'm going to get some coffee, make a cup of coffee, and we're going to have some coffee and see what's going on. But see, for today, our ginger snaps, we're going to be using a stick of butter, 1 cup of light brown sugar, 1/4 cup molasses. We're going to cream that all together. We're going to add an egg. I need to get an egg out. That's one thing I didn't get out. 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of ginger, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a pinch of clove. Now I got my clove here. I might have to break out the mortar and pestle and break that down a little bit more, but because my clove is like whole clove and I just kind of grind it as I go. And we're going to do 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. So that's where we're at. Put that a little closer so if anybody wants to screenshot, they can screenshot. There we go. All right. I'm not sure how many this makes. I've never done this recipe before, and like I said, I'm really hoping that Val shows up this morning and hangs out. So anyway, let's get to it. Leave that sit right there so I know where I'm at. Get our coffee going. Where's my coffee cup? Right here. I'll just use this one. That's fine. There we go. Coffee cup. And now we get the coffee. So how's everybody doing? Where's everybody at today? I know we got a few people in. I know we got a few folks out there, even though nobody's in the chat right now. I haven't seen Greg Hart, haven't seen Fuzz yet. I haven't seen, definitely haven't seen Val. So I'm hoping Val will involve of everybody since we're doing a recipe. Because I do try to, one of the things about all this is I do try to be, I kind of like a street musician for the channel. I do take requests, and if you throw them to the email, that's there in the bio, I will attempt to do your recipes. So if you have homemade this or homemade that you guys that you have from, you know, family recipes and things like that that you want to see have made on here, I will send them to the email, and yeah, I send them to the email, and we'll make them. Had a late night just now waking up myself. Ronald, I didn't have much of a late night. I listened to the ball game and the post game show, and but I woke up at 7:30, thought I would watch a little news, and the next thing I knew, it was pushing 10 o'clock. But anyway, let's get into it. So let me just kind of reorganize myself here. So we're going to do these in steps because from what I could tell, that's how Val wanted me to do these, was in the first, the first part. So we're going to pour in our stick of butter, which I just kind of used the exhaust part of the stove, and I heated that up. In the Lodge butter melter. One of the handiest things I have in the kitchen is my Lodge butter melter. I love that thing. And then we got 1 cup of packed brown sugar right here. And we'll break that down just a little bit. I'll send you my salsa recipe, honey Jake. Yeah, do that. Like I said, if you guys are out there and you want to see stuff on the show, or want, you know, add a little content to what we do, it's, you know, there's some weeks where I have a million ideas of what I'm going to do, and then there's other weeks where I have no idea what I'm going to do. Eric, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Been running into you all over the place. But yeah, if you have recipes that you think would be pertinent to the show that I can do on here, or just share recipes. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's hard to come up with things every single week, especially like a lot of people, they don't do they might do one live stream and then they do a bunch of different things, but when you cook on things like this, you know, some weeks it's you know, it's difficult, you know. And in the summertime I grill out a lot, so you know, that's another thing. There's not a lot of cast iron involved in the grilling. I could start, if people wanted to see me grill, I do grill a lot, and I have a lot of stuff that we do. I grilled out yesterday, I think, and I made homemade pizzas. But you know, not everybody wants to see me make a pizza every once a week that I make a pizza. So let me see here. So we got, and then we'll put should be a 1/4 cup of our molasses, and I've got some Brer Rabbit on its way, and I'm really excited about that because I usually use Brer Rabbit Green Label is what I like to use, but it's hard to get where I live, so I had to order it. There we go. You guys see into there okay? I'll bring you guys a little closer. You guys can come right up on here, get into the bowl. Put you right there in the middle of the bowl. There we go. That's a little better. Get that over here and get that cream together is what she was saying. And I gotta grab my egg out of the fridge because I keep forgetting to get the egg. That smells great by itself. To be super honest, that's like I don't know. That almost go good on some. That'd go good on something. Almost like, it almost reminds me of like when you make caramel. You like to use charcoal. I don't have any kind of propane or anything like that. I've got a ton of grills. I've got Eric. I've got a couple of the Lodge. I got a couple Lodge kickoff grills. I've got a Sportsman grill. I've got a can't remember the name of the brand of the grill that I have, but I'm actually getting ready to get rid of the big grill. And I have a Weber kettle grill. And I'm trying to think if there's another grill out there. I say that, and then, but the kickoff, I really like using that kickoff grill. A lot of people hate those things, but I really like it. Because one, I tend to use that, I tend to flip it upside down when I'm done grilling with it, and I use it as a little mini fire pit outside when I don't want to light the big fire pit. I'll just turn the kickoff grill over and use that. And it works out really well. You know, some people might complain that I kind of abuse my grill a little bit, but I've got two or three of those. Yeah, molasses cookies are good too. Yeah, no propane or propane accessory. Yeah, I don't have any propane. My neighbor just got a propane gas grill the other day, and he was like, "I know you're going to make fun of it." I'm like, "I just don't use them. I don't care if people use them. I just don't have them." But even with my charcoal and my wood, I have a electric starter. I have a hot element, electric element. So I don't use lighter fluid either. Okay, so the oven's heated up. All the pieces are hanging up. Let's get into the rest of this stuff. Oh, and I still never did find the egg in there. You guys can see that okay? I got a frog in my throat this morning. Ribbit. There we go. Let's see, you get a nice fat egg out there. But I think Val does the church thing early in the morning too on Sundays. And that's the thing, across the country, a lot of times, usually churches here start around 8, 9. So by 11 o'clock they're done. Like I was just, when I ran out to get some drinks this morning, when I ran down the street to get a couple things to drink this morning, the Lutherans were already out. They were already done. They were leaving at about 10:30. So we got that into there. Give this hand. And get that end going. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add get ready and add the flour into this. Let's see, yeah, it's 2 cups of flour. That looks really good. Like, it's almost like caramel. Like you could, man, it smells amazing. Let's see, wrecked. Let's see, right now I got a new pellet grill a while back. Wrecked. Oh, it works good. Oh, okay, I got you. I have an old charcoal wood burning as well. Okay, right on. Good morning, Mercy B. How are you? Glad to see you. Could make it this morning. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my cinnamon and put that in here. I'm just going to do it in the order that she says. I'm still doing it. There's still no vowel. So we're flying blind on this. Radagast, good morning, how are you? So I've just got the old, some all-purpose flour. We're gonna do 2 cups of this. And we'll level it all up. We'll throw that in there, there we go. The old King Arthur. Because flour does make I don't know. King Arthur just seems really velvety when you work with it. So I do like that. Plus it's company owned, employee owned. I like that. So I know when I buy stuff, it's going to those employees. And it's probably one of those places where you make the hourly wage, and then a few times a year you probably catch a nice check for profit sharing. So that's always good. It's good for everybody. So we got 2 cups of flour. There we go. And we got our cinnamon in here, which is a half teaspoon, which I grabbed a teaspoon instead of a half, so we're just going to eyeball that. That looks like about half. Pop that in. There we go. And 1 big fat tablespoon. I'm going to throw a little bit of nutmeg in here as well. I'm going to dig that out. And hopefully hopefully my clove that's in there is ground down enough that I don't have to break out the mortar and pestle. Because I wasn't thinking about that until I just looked at the clove that's in there. And there we go. There's a nice tablespoon of ginger. And my mortar and pestle is kind of buried behind a lot of cast iron on the shelf. Which I thought when Ming got a bunch of her stuff, because she started secondary school and a full-time job, I thought she grabbed a lot of those things. The mortar and pestle is hers. So we got that in there. Let me get these in here. But I don't want to forget the pinch clove. So we use the grind. There we go. That looks like about a pinch, wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say that's about a pinch? King Arthur Fire has higher protein. It's great for bread. It does work great for bread. I do know that. My yogurt bread comes out. I've been making on that yogurt bread kick, and the yogurt bread has been coming out fantastic. I've been digging the yogurt bread. This week I've actually got to make another batch of yogurt. Might have been good to break out the old KitchenAid for this to get my arm worked out. White Lily is another great flower. I've never heard of that one, Rick. I don't know if I see that where I am, to be really honest. I don't know if we have that here. White Lily. I have to write that one down. There we go. It's looking like a pretty solid. Break out this other thing so we can keep some of the moisture going through there. You know, this is one of those deals where I should have mixed it in a little bit, mixed the dry in a little bit at a time. Or just get in there with my hands here in a second. It's kind of grainy. And I did put the egg in, yeah, the egg's in. I hope she doesn't mean that when she said cream that it had cream in it, but we'll see. Might have to just get in here and get her hands dirty. But then we're going to do these into 1 inch. Now she wanted me to do this on parchment paper, on a cookie sheet, but we're going to go raw dog. We're going to raw dog this, and we're going to go right onto the cast iron the way it is. Now let's flip this over. There we go. These smell great though. These smell so good. I haven't seen Greg Hart this morning either. And he actually sent me a message asking me if I was doing something. Because like I said, normally I do the posts, but I honestly just did not have time. And last night, when I normally do them, I kind of forgot. And then this morning, I didn't have time to put one up. But I'll fix all that. We'll have a picture, just like the stir fry one didn't have a picture when it came up. This whole week of getting back into it after everything that's went on around here has been a little more difficult to get back on track than what I thought it would be. Because normally this is the weekend that I would go grab Ming and she would be here for the next couple weeks. But not this week. And she is doing her job. She does like her job. She just started Wednesday with her first week of work, and she does like her job, which is good. She's really gonna like having this being her first job. She's gonna like making that money, because where she works pays a lot better than I do. Flowers, very sensitive environment, humidity. You may have to adjust. Oh, okay. You mean to use the white lily or just in general, Rick? Yeah, this seemed to come out. Yeah, it seemed to look a lot better. I'm gonna give it a little more. I'm gonna kind of mush this together instead of getting my hands in there and kind of doing all that. And I'm gonna move this stuff out of the way. I think I've exhausted the tray here, and kind of move that. And some stone. I'm on my way to ride bikes. Hopefully they got a motor in it. All right. Okay, I'd say that's pretty good. Not too bad. Let's get a cup of coffee, and then we'll get a drink for coffee, and then we'll break out the. In general, okay, Roger that. Gotcha. And I will show you guys this. I'll show you this real quick, because I'm going to add this to my next cup of coffee. But I went out to pick up some beeswax from one of the bee farms, and they've been bringing in their yeah, please hit the like button. Yeah, definitely. I haven't been harping on that too much this morning. But man, this honey that I got this weekend, can you guys see how dark that honey is? That is crazy dark honey. And it's like some of the best honey I've ever had. He said, the lady, the guy that I talked to, well, it's a couple that I was talking to, was what the bees were, they were on this like a blossom this year. And it was a tree blossom that was really active this year. And boy, this is like the best honey I've ever had in my life. Which I'm gonna throw some of that in my next cup of coffee after I wipe this space down, or workspace down. Yeah, click clacks. Yeah, I know. Which reminds me, I need to chop this dog's toenail. She's the worst when it comes to this. When it comes to getting her nails, her nails trimmed, she is just absolutely the worst. We'll fight and fight and fight. And I've never, but one time, gotten too short on her nails. Usually I don't mind them to be a little long. But she fights with me about getting her nails clipped. And I hate taking her somewhere to go do it, because I have like, I got nail clippers sitting right in the garage. It's like, I hate taking that. Let's see. I need to get some of that. But yeah, this dog and her nails, man, it's just ridiculous. What, coffee or honey? Mercy be. Let's see here. Get that spot out of the way. And we'll move you guys back a little bit as I get some more coffee. I just made a fresh pot, Mercy be. You can have. I don't have any fancy creamers here. Without Ming here, I don't buy the fancy creamers. I just use milk and then throw some coconut flavor into it. We'll get you guys back this way, over here, and we'll start. Got this mat in my way. The mat's like bugging me. Okay. Break out a couple trivets, and we'll get these things going. See, we'll get a couple trivets, and both. Yeah, I feel you. It is kind of one of those mornings. So, got a trivet out here. Got a couple trivets going. I don't have. That's one thing I need to get. I need to get some really big trivets. That would be super cool if I had some really big trivets. We've got a ton of trivets. I think I said in the last time we were live, or one of the recent lives, I was going through some trivets that I got at a garage sale a while ago, and I just found the. Yeah, that's a good idea, Rick. But I got some. There was like a small box of trivets that I got at a garage sale, and they were like $1 a piece. And one of them was a Griswold. I was kind of happy to find that one. Let's see here. Get this going. Get the oven mitts. Well, like I said, I don't know if I was supposed to heat these up or not. That was one question that I had for Val. If I was supposed to heat the iron up first or not, but I'm going to caution on the side of, I'm going to err on the side of caution to actually go that route and put those on there, which I think is probably not ultimate, but like I said, I'm really winging this. And then she wanted these to be made, one of the things, it says to roll it in about a 1-inch ball. So, and then dip it into sugar. But I didn't want to dip it into the sugar. So we're just going to put them in like this. We're going to put them in just a straight row on the first batch and see how that does. See, about 1 inch, about. Because I don't, let's see. There we go. I'll give it a little bit of room. There we go. We'll give it a little bit of room on this one and see what we're working with. Well, it makes a lot, which is kind of cool because I was hoping that I would get quite a bit out of this. Because I want to throw some. It's time to start throwing stuff into the freezer in my part of the world. So we're gonna just throw those in and see how that does. You guys see that okay? Kind of off to the side. Sorry about that. And we'll get the next one up here and see how big they get. So I've never tried. I like ginger snaps, but I've never tried to make them. So let's see how that goes. Throw that one in here. And the next one out. The next griddle out. And this one's a little wider. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference on the width of that thing, but this one is a little bit wider than the other, than the Wapak one was. And I'm actually going to hit that with a little bit of oil. I've got some, I'm going to hit that with some spray, just to make sure. So we'll do one with and one without. Like I said, we're doing this. I really thought Val would be here for this one. Let's see. And we'll just paper towel it. The baking spray. Since I'm not using parchment paper. There we go. There we go. Perfect. I'll take that. But yeah, I really wasn't into trying to do it with sugar. Little pieces. 1-inch ball. There we go. Maybe we should have made the balls ahead of time. Because usually with cookies, I just scoop them on and throw them on there. There we go. All shiny, yeah. It's nice and slick. It's got that high shine to it. There we go. This, I mean, I could almost, man, I'll tell you what, I just want to try some of the dough by itself. To be really honest, I'm gonna eat a piece of this dough. Raw egg or no raw egg. But I'm not much scared of raw egg, to be honest with you. I like raw egg in my milkshake, so when I make milkshakes at home, which isn't very often. Scotty's Backyard Barbecue, what's up, Scotty? Good to see you, pal. Glad to see you're going to start, I saw your post that you're going to start making some content again. That's pretty cool. There we go. Oh, I never did set the timer on that. Let's say 8 minutes. Let's say we're at about 8 minutes on the, we need about 8 minutes. It says on the recipe, it says 10 to, what does it say, 10 to 12 minutes per cookie. I'm not sure if I'm making these too big or not. Let's see, how about that? There we go. Grandkids work keeping me busy. Yeah, I bet, buddy. I'll bet you. Throw these in there. Throw these in the oven, and then we'll kind of, I'm just going to I'll ball up the other ones, and let's see what it says. Move that down. Wipe my hands. I got ginger snap fingers. But I don't care. Ginger snap fingers, and I don't care. Let's see. Yeah, grandkids. I don't have none of them. I don't know nothing about grandkids. And my kids, my last one just moved out. And now all I got's the dog. And when I looked up the lifespan of the dog, I'm like, well, at least I'm gonna have the dog for the next 15 to 20 years, so I got that to look forward to. Which is, I guess, alright, I suppose. Get rid of the kids, and now I got a dog for the next. I got a dog that's gonna be here longer than my kids were here. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna make these next ones a little smaller. And we'll just go ahead and ball these up. Let's see, about an inch. That's about an inch right there. The end of your thumb. The end of the average thumb to the first knuckle is about an inch. So somebody told me once. Give the Mingster time. Yeah, I know. And the other thing is, if I take I've been looking at different jobs up where they live. So I might be like, I could end up with all of them at my house at some point. But like I said, my one daughter and her soon-to-be husband, they just bought a house not like just a month ago, 2 months ago at the most. And I just got to go up there for the first time and see it. And their house is pretty rad, actually. So I don't think they're going to be trying to move in with me anytime soon. So we got that. And let's see, okay. Comment sections is going to be kind of light this morning. That happens. It's okay. Give everybody time to wake up. Everybody, like me and Ronald Coward, are just now getting around. I was lucky to get a shower and done before I got everything started this morning. That says about 5 minutes. And I wondered, the other thing I was going to ask Val, but Val's not here. The last segment of my thumb is 1 1/4. Okay, right, gotcha. Yeah, this is what my shop teacher told me. I don't know. And unlike a lot of shop teachers, he had all of his digits. Which, that's kind of, back when I went to school, when I was going to school in the 80s, then that was, you could find a shop teacher or two that didn't have all their stuff. Didn't have all their digits on them. But yeah, that's what he said. It's like the last segment about that. I had breakfast and just finished my second cup of coffee. Yeah, I need to get to my second cup of coffee too sweet. That one's kind of big. But yeah, I didn't know if I should put these on a rack or onto to cool on a rack, or cool them on a sheet. Not sure. And I didn't know if I should push them down either. I might end up I probably might have pushed them down, I don't know. But she said to roll them and, I don't know. Plus, I don't know. I'm winging it, that's all. Just doing a Sunday morning wing it. Next ones we'll push down and see if they come out better. So I'm used to doing like chocolate chip cookies, sugar cookies, where you just throw the ball on there and they just end up being whatever they are. You don't mash them down. That was the thing with the where I dropped the ball when we made the pumpkin cookies the other day. I probably should have mashed those down. So you'd think I might learn something every once in a while, but I don't. My dad was right. You'll never learn. That's what he always said. You'll never learn. And he pretty much had it figured out. Okay. I finished my coffee 3 hours ago. Yeah, I wish I would have gotten up when I wanted to get up. When I thought I was going to get up. Sometimes when that little dog gets in there, once under the blankets, which I haven't been letting her sleep in my bed because it's shedding season. And I just got to be, she was up there this morning, weaseled her way in. And then I'll take one of these little bigger ones and kind of cut a piece off that. She weaseled her way in there. So it's kind of a cozy morning. It's cold out, I had the windows open. How about peanut butter cookies? You used the fork to crimp the edges, right? Yeah. How about the peanut butter cookies cookies you were the fork to crimp? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was kind of wondering. It's just what 8:49 here. Yeah, 8:49. If it was 8:49 here, I'd still be sleeping. Which I usually like. I like Sunday mornings. I like to get up. I don't like to get up at 6 like I do in the normal morning, but 7:30 is what my alarm's set for. And I do like to get up about 7:30 on 7:30 on Sundays. It's not crazy early, but you still get a lot of the morning. I like to sit on my patio, have my coffee, and kind of watch the birds and all that kind of stuff. Check out the animals grazing and everything. Kind of ease into my Sunday morning. But yeah, so these set up. I'm gonna bust out a rack just in case. Just in case I need the rack. Just in case I need it, I'm gonna get one out. Set it off to the side there. 10:43 here. We're at Radagast. And Radagast, you're in the middle of the country, aren't you? Like Minnesota, Wisconsin, somewhere like that. There we go. Get out a rack just in case I need it. Set it off to the side there. 10:43. Yeah. Trying to think, what time is it here? 11:44. Yeah, 11:44 here on the right side of the country, Minnesota, God's country. Yeah, there you go. Nothing wrong with Minnesota. As I just spilled a pile of ginger all over the place. Oh well, that can be fixed in a minute. Okay, so we're gonna check the first ones and see what they're looking like. I'm gonna give them another 2 minutes. Let's give them another 2 minutes. We'll fill up some coffee. Have some coffee and just kind of BS here for a second. See what the dog's doing. She looks like, I don't know. She looks like she hasn't woke up either. Oh, she just took off. She just took off. She's like, I'm out of here. I don't care what you guys are doing. It's a lazy kind of day around here. And there's like, it's funny because it's like deathly quiet outside. Like there's nobody outside. Then Crane, the world is upside down. Yes, it is. Wait, it's a man in the kitchen? Yes, it is. Let's see. Yeah, she was over there checking it out, but yeah, there's like, I know you guys have been here before where we had my one neighbor that was the one neighbor, he was every morning at 11 o'clock he would start to build something in his house. So we had that every time I'd start it up. Men have always been in the kitchen, Denny Crane. Best chefs in the world. Best chefs in the world. Galloping Gourmet. Who's the guy that I was watching the other day? It was an English guy. And he was really funny. It was from the early 70s. I'm trying to think who he was. That guy was really, really funny. And he'd just get hammered drunk. That was the thing. He was just getting like completely hammered. First thing. Like he'd just go in and start drinking champagne, and then it'd go to beers, and then it was cocktails. And this guy, by the end of it, and it, you know, back in those days, there wasn't a lot of editing. He was just, by the time it was over with, he was crocked. Seemed like a great job. Okay, so get some more coffee. That should give me just about enough time till the cookies are ready. I should have made those first ones. I'll catch up on you guys later when I'm sore for riding a bike. Yeah, have fun, man. Be careful. Be careful. Let's see. Splash of milk in there. What's that cup say? What does it say? I don't know which one I got. 35 WLIO Lima. That's what the cup says. Yeah, you're gonna be sore if you're putting a lot of miles on it. I didn't catch the part where if Handsome Stone said he was gonna be on a motorcycle or if he was gonna be bicycle riding. If he put that on there, I didn't catch it. Let's see, what did I do with that big ass jar of honey that I just had? How do you lose an entire jar of honey? Oh, there it is. Those cookies will be fine. Let's see. There we go. Not a bunch, just a little bit, just enough. Like I said, this honey is insanely good. My coffee cup is a Hops Hopi number 9. I don't know what that is, Radagast. I know I've seen that brand name before, but I'm not sure what that is, to be super honest with you. There we go. A little bit of milk. Why is your cup covered in TV ads? Because my whole family worked at a TV station. So they got, back in the day, that's where they all worked. I used to have an uncle that was the news anchor for a local TV thing. That's why. I'm not sponsored by any TV companies, I can tell you that. Let's see. I think these next ones we are going to smash them a little bit. There we go. There's the first round. Advertising is brainwashing. I don't think advertising is brainwashing. I'm not a huge buyer in that. I think if your will's there, let's see. Decide what you want. Ooh. Well, they look nice on the bottoms. Let's see, but I am going to put them off on that rack there a little bit. And they didn't stick. So I am going to add just a little bit of oil onto this next one. There we go. That's brainwashing. I wish they actually had commercials again, to be really honest with you. Because people don't know what things are anymore. They don't have commercials. There's like no commercials anymore. So people are like, they don't know how to use. I learned how to use it and do a lot of things with commercials. You know what I mean? Like how to, like, I don't know. I kind of learned how to clean stuff with commercials. Let's see, there we go. And I think these next ones, we are going to smush these down a smidge. Use the fork and kind of go that route. So set that on there. And I grew up on public television, and they had some ads for stuff. People say public television didn't have ads for things, but like if you watch This Old House, this old house was nothing but an ad. You know what, man? I forgot the pepper. I always say that, Denny. Where the hell were you minutes ago? I always, anytime I use spice, I always put black pepper in it. It's like a rule of the show. And I did not do that. Oh man, you caught me. You caught me sleeping, and I've got white ground pepper right here. Right there, just because I'm always putting pepper into stuff. Man, good, I give you that. I give you that one. But anyway, like I was saying, I mean, like this old house on PBS, that was nothing but a commercial for, it was nothing but a commercial. Yeah, Mercy B, I put it in a, anytime I use like pumpkin spice, cinnamon, nutmeg, any of that stuff, I always use pepper. Pumpkin pie, any of that. Any of that. Pumpkin bread. Anytime I use spice, I use, see, that's why I need a bigger, that's why I need the big trivet. So it'll still look better. There we go. All right. So we'll put those down there like that. And we'll plop these back in there. Yeah, but I always do that. Yeah, Denny. You need to subscribe so you can be back here to remind me again how to do that. You definitely do. Plus we're on the same wavelength with the pepper. We're going to go do those that way. I'm going to actually push this one down just a little bit more. There we go. Let's see where we're at with the other ones. All right. So if those other ones look done, I think I'm going to pull those out and we're going to put these last couple in there. There we go. I wonder what a good icing would be for a ginger snap. Maybe like sort of a like a confection sugar, one of those. So I'll tell you what's really hard to believe is that last Wapak Dutch oven that we just put in there. It's hard to believe that thing's 120 to 100 and you're still streaming. Have a good one. Yeah, Eric, thanks so much, man. I know you hit the like button and I know you subscribed. Thank you so much for popping in. I really appreciate it. So let's put the timer on this for 12 minutes on that one. Yeah, thanks so much for coming in. I'll probably see you in Eric and I watch a couple of other streams. And that's how I know Eric, because we watch a few other people. Need a different spatula. Let's get one of those little ones out. There we go. That's a little easier. And I am putting them over here on the rack, so I'll show you guys here in just a second once I put this last one in, make a little room in my little spot here and put them in there. Yeah, Eric from Pacific Northwest is a moderator on a workout channel that I watch. And I usually I'm there to give the girl that has it, I like to give her a hard time. In a nice way. I'm not a simp. I don't simp on people's channels. There we go. She does really good workouts. She's got a lot of good nutritional advice. It's overall a pretty entertaining channel to watch, actually. And luckily I'm just going to throw these last two on there. That's all we have left, these two little ones. But I'm not going to mess around with anything else. And actually, I'm going to throw just a little bit of white pepper on top of that. Just to do it. Throw just a smidge, just a pinch. Just a pinch. You guys probably can't even see how much I put on there. But just the littlest of white pepper onto those last two. We like that fun. Yeah, see you soon, buddy. Thanks for showing up. See you. And we'll toss those in there. So we got about 9 minutes left on the other thing. And we'll get this in there. All right, cool. But I'm really digging how this, man, my house is going to smell good. I bet my neighbors have to be like super jealous of how my house smells. But there's no, if anybody was out this morning. There's nobody out this morning. It's hard. I haven't even seen a car. I've not even seen a car yet today. Which is kind of, it's pretty unusual. So we'll move this out of the way. Got hot. And we'll bring these over to here so you guys can check those out. There we go. My little tiny workspace. But those, let's see, which one? These are the first ones that came out. The first couple, I think, the smaller ones that were unsmushed. We'll make room. They look really nice. They look super good. There we go. Let's see how the bottoms look. Let's see how the bottoms look on this. If I was making this, I'd use ghost habanero peppers. Ooh, there you go. There's some kick. Let's see. Yeah, the bottoms came out nice. You can see, if you can see that, can you guys see those? Okay. Yeah, it came out. It came out really nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Ouch. That one's kind of hot. What's up there? Let's see. Oh, they made all different sizes because we were kind of playing around. With our sizes. But I kind of like the littler ones. If I would have smashed them down. Maybe that's... But they're supposed to be kind of crispy. There's some nice skipping rocks for the river, right? Yeah, 100%. You know I can't handle spicy. I made pizza when I made pizza last night. I added what was left of that Tabasco pulp that I had left over from making the Tabasco sauce. And boy, that was great on the pizza last night. I'll have to actually put, if you could have seen it on there, I would have actually put the pictures up on the post to check those out. They look great. I know, I'm going to get my coffee over there and get a little, since I don't need this fork anymore, I'm just going to use it to stir my coffee. Get that honey around. Oh, that's good. Coffee's great. Which kind did I'm trying to think what I made this morning. Butterscotch toffee coffee was flavored coffee. That's what I had. And a little bit of this honey. Mercy. Just choose not to. Let's see. Those look great. Thank you so much. Some people don't like spicy. There's some people just do not do well with spicy. There's one of the you know who really I notice a lot of times has a hard time with spicy food is competitive eaters. They like a lot of times competitive eaters don't like spicy food. And not just because it kind of messes them up in their challenges, but generally I've noticed that they're not spicy food people. I don't know why I don't know what the connection is with that, but I have noticed that a lot. How much time we got here? 6 minutes. 6 minutes? What are we going to do for 6 minutes? I would show you the stuff that I got this week, but I haven't gotten anything this week as far as collectible cast iron goes. Thursday night I will have some stuff to show everybody. I will have some stuff to show everybody because I am cleaning. Do you believe that competitive eating is a sport? No, I don't. I don't think of it as a sport. I think there's a lot of things that people say are sports that I don't think are a sport. I don't think competitive eating is a sport, no. Let's see. But I do have some stuff coming out of the light tank. I've been saying that, been saying it. But yeah, we've, there's definitely some stuff coming out this week, for sure. So yeah, we'll do a little beaks cam. She's about ready. She's figured out what beaks cam means. There we go. Now, as W.C. Field always said, never work with kids and dogs. And what am I doing? I will try to make hot sauce this year. You know, Radagast, I made that hot sauce and I was done with it in, like, with cooling time and everything, I was done with it in about 45 minutes. But it uses a lot of peppers. I mean, I will tell you that. When you get, the recipe that I use, it uses, depending on how big the batch is either 5 or 10 ounces of, what you do is spin. You want this? Do you want a treat? See, this is why you don't work with dogs and kids. Treat? This is ridiculous. All right. I've never seen this dog pass up a treat ever until I'm on live stream. But yeah, the recipe that I used to make my Tabasco sauce was 5 ounces of capped, stem cut off Tabasco peppers. And Tabasco peppers are really small. So that basically took one plant's harvest of Tabasco peppers to make that. She's recharged. She's been recharging since yesterday. That's all she's been doing. Eating. She's been eating and recharging. I opened a new bag of food last night, so she's eaten like 3 bowls of food this morning. That might be some of it. She's eating like 3 bowls because as soon as I open a fresh bag, she loves that. Okay, nothing? You're not doing anything? Okay. All right. Back to the cookies. Which I am going to give the cookies a shot here now that they're cooled off. In the meantime, and I want a glass of milk with that too. I'm going to get a little glass of milk. Because one of the reasons I was really down to make these cookies is that I've been really wanting cookies and milk. That's a dog's mad you keep talking about hot sauce. Yeah. Usually she's been, the whole time I was getting, like for the 20 minutes I was getting ready, setting the cameras up and everything, I couldn't get this dog out from underneath my feet because she thought she was getting something. And now that she's here, she has a chance to get something. She's over there laying in front of the door. Let's start with these little ones. That's pretty cool. And we'll see if I made a mistake on not putting the sugar on them. Val, I'll give you this. If you do watch this, your ginger snap cookie recipe is really good. Boy, that is nice. Real crunchy. Yeah, it does need more white pepper. Denny, we'll try the one that I added the white pepper topping to and see how that comes out. Scotty H-Town, what's up, buddy? How are you? Thanks so much for stopping in. Good to see you, man. Been a while. I'm gonna sit here and eat but they're really, it's really like, now I did just, the clove that I added in, maybe a little bit more than a pinch, and it was definitely home ground clove from right here in house, and then jarred up. But boy, these are super good. Val, you did good on this recipe. And it's almost got how do I say this? It's got almost like a candy flavor to it. Like a hardtack flavor with the crispiness. I like these. That's good. That's really good. Really good. Yeah, Val's ginger snaps rule. Exactly. It's a good call. Okay. So we'll turn that part off. Cup of coffee. Rinse that down with some coffee. Ooh, that's good with coffee too. I think I might be dipping the next ones in some coffee. So we'll pull these out. Ooh, those look really nice. I think mashing them down was the way to go, guys. I think that was definitely shut. I hate slamming the oven door, so there we go. There we go. Yeah, those came out pretty good. I like how that looks. So smashing them down, we're definitely going to be with the smashing them down for sure. We're definitely team smash them off, smash them down. No stick, which is even better. That just looks like, those look nice. Oh, you got a big chunk of, got a nice piece of the clove. That will be good one. There we go. Check it out. Those look pretty. They sure do. So let me see. I ate 2 or 3 of them all together. There's 2 left in there. So we got 8, 11. Yeah, so we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 16. So we got 16, 18 cookies. Probably got maybe about 20 team smash snaps. Yeah. So it made about 20 pretty normal size cookies. If you can see the size of them there. That's about a standard size cookie. It's about 20. With that recipe, now this one's kind of big, but some are bigger than others, but I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. And we got, let me see, do the math for the second one. I'd say 5 minutes on the very last ones, and we'll let this thing cool down. But yeah, these old vintage griddles, man. The one thing that I don't like about the Wapaks, and I'll show you guys that real quick, and this is why I like Wagner and other ones, if you can find them, better than I like the Wapaks, because they don't have the ribs on the bottom. They don't have the support ribs. So when you do that, if you're using an electric stove like mine, they don't fit over the burners right. Like my electric burner is just a little bit too big on the front burner to use to sit right. It works great in the oven. It works fantastic for in the oven, but on top of the stove, it's not that fantastic. Now on the grill, which I don't put this on at 125-year-old piece, 120-year-old piece, I don't put this one on the grill or anywhere where the heat's going to can be extremely uneven. But yeah, if you can find the ones, you know, the even the oh, what's the brand I'm looking for? The one I'll think of it here in a minute. Montgomery Ward, even the Montgomery Wards that that Wagner made, that just had the three reinforcement bars in the back. Those are awesome for on the stove, even an electric stove. But if they don't have the reinforcements, they're really hard to work with. Definitely hard to work with. But I love how, I mean, it's smooth as glass, and the surface is, you know, that's the thing when people talk about the new griddles versus the old griddles. These new griddles are the old griddles. They're not smooth as glass. They have texture to them, and they made them that way on purpose so they would pick up seasoning but without being bumpy or anything like that. And even the new Wagner that's in the oven right now, that has a little bit of texture to it for sure. So it's not just, it's just the way they used to make those old griddles. And that was, they didn't do much to them. That was the one thing that back in the day when you know, before a lot of modern invention and things like that, they did not make they didn't, you know, mill these down like they do. They didn't mill those griddles down like they even did the skillets. They used to mill down the skillets with stone and whatnot, but the griddles they never did. It's just kind of how that's been for the remainder. Let's see, catch up on some of the chat here. They're been pretty quiet. Scotty's here. Greg stopped in. But yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with it. We'll get these last couple out, and hopefully we'll get my home defense system is down here recharging. So maybe we'll get some Beagle Cam out of that, but I'm not sure. I don't know. The most active dog I've ever had is now the laziest dog for the last 3 hours that I've ever had. Yes, I'm going through all your food videos. Looks great. Well, great, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm feeling a care package to Ming. Yeah, maybe. Oh, Zoe's here. Hey, Zoe, what's going on? You're just in time to see the end result. We got a couple more minutes on the last couple cookies that are in there, and then we're going to do a little Beaks Cam, and then we're going to be out of here. How's your day going, Zoe? Football's on today. I know you like that. I know you like that. Oh, there goes the Beagle. Yep. She's over here. I don't know what she's doing. So, we don't need to stare at my patio either. There's nothing exciting going on out in the patio. There is a lot of herbs drying in the patio in the top part. I don't know if you guys can check that out underneath my patio thing. But there's a lot of herbs that are hanging underneath the patio umbrella that'll be out there through this week because it's going to be beautiful. It's counterintuitive, but more baking soda makes cookies flatter. Oh, really? I did not know. Generally, I add baking soda to stuff to make it puffier, like making my own self-rising flour and whatnot. That is a good thing to know. But yeah, I don't even know how many jars. I know I sent Ming back with 4 quart jars of basil, thyme, and oregano, and then when we had just the extra stuff that was at the bottom of the dehydrator, we did we made that Italian seasoning. Everything was at the bottom of that. Oh, and parsley. She got some parsley too. So, all right, let me get the rest of these cookies out here. We got about 30 seconds. And I'm gonna move the other one out of the way. Have a good day, everybody. I'm out. Yeah, Mercy B, you've seen the best of it. You've seen all of it. We're just gonna do these last 2 cookies, and then we're gonna be, let's see. Have you tried making Natalia's Fitness cookies, cast iron? They are amazing. No, I have not, but I do have that bookmarked, and they do look really good. Baking soda needs to make things good. Yes, it does. Yeah, 100%. But I never thought Radagast would just go and raw dogging by itself to do that. I really didn't. But that's a great idea. Let's see. Yeah, Scotty, I definitely want to try the Fitness cookies. I made something similar to them a couple weeks ago. We made pumpkin oatmeal cookies, and that was just a recipe that I found and tried. But I'm going to try and dress that one up a little bit, and I'm going to dress that one up and try and mess with that recipe too. Because that's going to be something pretty similar. There we go. There we are. Last 2. I like the color on those. Bad boys. How's the bottom? Bottom's not bad. There we go. But I do like that color. These might be a little... Yeah, I don't know. That it's not as dark. They're not as dark as they look on the screen, but it's kind of darker than the other ones. But whatever. There we go. But that's our cookies. On the Wagner, Wagner 1148 griddle, the new reissue, and on the Wapak Block Logo, 1903, 1910, or 1910, not 1910, 1903 to 1910 Block Logo model that's still kicking great after all these years. And that's our ginger snaps. Fortunately, Val couldn't be here to see me make a recipe. She also works in the like she's like a paramedic, I think. So anytime there's trouble, you know, Val's going to be there. But we'll do a little beak scan and get us on out of here. I'm going to let these cool. And once I see some of my neighbor kids out, I'll probably pass those off onto them, and then I'll throw the rest of these into the jar for the week and have them to snack on. There we go. All right, Beagle, you ready? Ready for a spin? Ready to do a spin? There you go. Good job. Tell everybody we'll see you next week. Biggs merch. Yeah, we do need some Biggs merch, don't we? Kind of move you back just a little bit. There we go. I'll take you out of the comment section. Cookies looks delicious. Thank you so much, Zoe. I had a couple of them, and they are really, really good. And for everybody who hasn't already, I know we saw some new faces today. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe. YouTube robbed me of a bunch of subscribers. I don't know what happened with that. I mean, people unsubscribe here and there for various reasons, but you don't lose that many subscribers just like that. And you haven't even been on. I went during my break. There you go. All right, good job. So please hit the subscribe button. Pick up some cast iron cure on eBay. I make that myself. And yeah, but I thank everybody for showing up. Greg Hart, thanks so much for showing up. Rick Stunball, Mercy B, thanks so much for showing up. Zoe, thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing up. Radagast, thanks for showing up. Scotty from H-Town, thanks for stopping in and showing love this morning. Let's see, Rick Stunball, good to see you. We didn't get Fuzz Fork today. We didn't get Val, who's usually never missed anything. And yeah, man, you guys are always welcome. Yeah, so you have a great day. Enjoy football. How was your game the other day, by the way? But yeah, so yeah, and everybody out there that was nice enough to stop by and nice enough to show in. Granny Graham, there she is. Good to see you. Thanks for showing up. And Denny Crane, thanks for and thanks so much for coming in and reminding me about the pepper last minute. Hopefully you've subscribed already. That'd be great. Go Texans. There's NFL guy. And all that. But anyway, I'm going to jump off here. I'll see you guys Thursday, and I will definitely see you in the comment section. All right. See you.